Okay, I was going to go through and make a example page with all um, of the widget types so that you would have that to reference, and I thought I would make a video of me doing it so that you also have kind of a training guide if you need it. So this new page button will go away completely, and we'll just have this new builder button. Um, so this is how we make a new page. And then if we want to edit a page going forward, we're going to use this builder button. We are in the process of moving the pages over. So some of them we're still using the edit button and some we're using the builder. But this training is for the builder because that's what we're going to be using going forward. So I'm going to press new and it will open up something very similar to what you've seen before. So I'm just going to put in here example page, and I'm going to make it inactive because I don't want it to appear anywhere on the site. I'm also just going to hide it from the nav bar just to make sure it doesn't show up anywhere. And so the first thing we need to do is give it a navbar text. We need to make sure that it's unique. It will tell you this text is okay. If you enter in something that is the same, like places to stay, it will check it. It will check it and tell you, sorry, this nav bar is already in use, so you can't use it. So there's a check there. So go back to my example page here. And then before I do anything else, I'm just going to save this so that it gets logged into the database. So here we can select categories just as we always did. I'm going to select just a couple so that as I'm making listings and using things that will use these categories, we'll have something show up in here. And I'm sure if I check lodging, that'll definitely get us in there. Okay, so I'm going to close this up. But you do, anytime you make a change on this page, you have to press save before you add a widget or do anything like that. And it will tell you. For example, if I click add widget here, it'll say, are you sure unsaved page changes will be lost? So if I didn't press save, these categories that I selected wouldn't be saved yet. So I'm going to press save. Now I can see, all right, I have 13 categories assigned. Header images work very similar, so I'll just press select a header image. It will pull up our photo gallery. We can type in here anything that we need, or if we happen to see a good image that we can use, we could click on that. Everything that happens with photos and cropping in here happens the same. So you'll scroll down and you'll see all these ones are in red are just other crop sizes that we're not using right now. So the crop that you need for what you're working on will always be in green. So here I need to crop this header image, press OK. Some of the images are large, so it takes a little bit for them to load, and that's okay. It's just loading a large image. When you do the crop, Dusty is automatically sizing it down to not only a few different crop dimension sizes, but also into a few different types of content as well. Okay, and then when it loads, just as always, we can move this around depending on how big the image is. That'll decide where we are going to move it around. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, and get it set right where you want. So like we might want to feature some more of the sundial bridge on here. So then we'll press save. And it will take us back to this screen where we'll scroll down and press select the photo. We can put in a title if we want, so maybe fishing on the sundial bridge. Now I've typed something on this page, so I'm going to press save again. And now we can get to the fun part. So before, where you would have a preset kind of guide of what you could put in or take out, that doesn't exist anymore. Each individual content item is a widget, so you can add as many or as little widgets as you want. So here I'm going to start with add widget. And then you'll see you have a list of widget types that can go on your page. And this goes for pages and also for articles, which you guys haven't started using yet, but we have some articles set and ready to go. So you will be using those shortly. So this is, I'm just going to put title large H1 so that when you look at it on the page, you'll be able to see which is which. And so some of these might, oops, don't do like I just did. I do this quite often actually. So if I've saved it, now I need to either go back to the builder to see what I've done or add another widget. I do that kind of frequently where I click and select a different type of widget and then overwrite what I've done. So then we'll go title medium, which is an H2. And then I'm going to add another widget. So I'm just going to do one of each one so that we'll have it on there. And also, I haven't used these smaller ones, so I want to see how they are set up and see if we need to make any design adjustments there. So those titles are usually, what appears at the top of the page. And then, of course, the content is, oh, look, and I did it again. I'm going to add another widget first. Okay, content. The content is your main kind of text area. I would advise, hopefully we're going to get away from having such big blocks of text and big blocks of content and trying to put in a bunch of images in these content blocks. But I would keep your individual content blocks small so that you can manage them. So I'm just going to go over here and get some filler text and show you what I mean. So say I want to put all of this text in here. Rather than put it all in one block, what I would do is go like this, and I might want to insert an image right here. So this works all as the same. It will open up your photo gallery, and you can choose to insert this into the content, or you can insert any of your crops also. So we'll put this in here. We can still do all the same manipulation. We can link it to something. We can display it inline or break the text. We can put it to the left or the right. And so all the same stuff there. We can still click and grab it and put it over here. And I'm going to move this up here, and I'm going to press save. And then what I mean by I would keep our blocks small, let's actually move this up here, is if you had a bunch more content still to put in, I would create another widget and make another content box. That way you don't end up trying to maneuver such a big block of content. So then we have video. So now I know that you guys have YouTube. So I'm going to show you really quickly in YouTube how you get the ID. YouTube.com. And I'm just going to go and make this smaller because you need to be able to see the actual. This is the only bit that's a little bit technical. So when you click on line mapping, for example, just pause this so you don't have to hear this video. This right here, after the equal sign, this is the YouTube ID that you will need to put in here. You also have the option for Vimeo, but you guys just got YouTube, so I doubt you'll use Vimeo anytime soon. So that's all you have to do for a video. You just put in the video ID and press save, and then Dusty will create the player on the front end. And then we have embed code. So, Reading has CrowdRift. You guys kind of use Issue. So this just gives you a blank box to put in some type of embedded code. So I'm just going to pop over here to your visitor guide page. So this is your issue code that you got from issue. And so I'll just take that and plug it in here. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this part 1 of the video. Part 2, I'm going to cover the second half here. So tune into part 2 once you've decided you want to do one of these other feature blocks.